With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. Fights off the tackle at the 20. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Throwing to start the drive. Gay. He'll find a man over the middle is Pittman. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play. Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
They'll run. This is Jaden Blue. Now he's free at the 35. Touchdown, Cowboys! Jaden Blue, 65 yards. And the Cowboys are on the board here first in the season opener. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line.
Okay,
working to put a drive together.
Let's go now. Viking 18, go.
Huntley off of play action. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple plays. Combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now back to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
It's now 3rd and 19.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Stout to punt as he boots this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Come on. Hey, round throw 80.
Back to throw. Gay. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
It's got to feel good to hit on one of these in the first quarter of a brand new season. They're hoping this duo can really make some noise this year, and this is a great start. A big play here early in the ball game.
They go play action here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Cowboy 80.
Second and long. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
70 Lions. Riggs. Buffalo 18. Go street.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Hurt. Street. Riggs. Go check smash. Ready.
From the gun on third down. Gay. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Mike Green drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They went 3 and out on their first drive of the new season. Not an ideal beginning as they start drive number 2, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Incomplete. He was defended by DeRon Bland.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Black 40.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Red, cycle.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Battle. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. The opening week, certainly he didn't want to throw an interception, but the rookie got it out of the way. That's the first of his career.
Veterans throw interceptions week 1, week 2, week 3. It happens along the way, but you're right. He got it out of the way. It's over. The big thing for him is, can he answer this question when he gets to the sideline? What did you see? Why did you make that throw? They'll work with it from there.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
2nd and 11. Oh, a poor throw there, and it's intercepted. And he will bring this back. back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets them on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick six.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick sixes and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. Here's 2nd and 10. They go with blue between the tackles. And some space here. And he will finally be shoved out of bounds down at the 30-yard line. 106 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. The first-round pick looking comfortable in this offense. First down.
First down, Cowboys.
Here we go, here we go. Cowboy 80.
7-7, our score after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Ready. 19, Tiger, 19, Cowboy 80.
Operating from the gun, Gay. And he's got it. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
First and goal, Dallas.
On the jump. Ready.
They'll go with a keeper. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. A great effort there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Cowboys have taken the lead.
14, Ravens 7.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving into more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Kayvon Thibodeau, he beat the O-line and recorded the sack. The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!" Because here they come.
6, mega, down. Block 40, red, cycle. Hut, hut.
Back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
Steal. Here we go. Here we go. Yellow, 43, flies blue. Hut.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And this one is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
18, 5 in. Get up. Go.
Off play action. Gay. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. Everybody was coming on the blitz that time, and they got home.
And you know the expression, hat on a hat, in terms of blocking, trying to keep your quarterback protected? Well, if you don't have enough hats, that's the end result. Your quarterback goes down, and sometimes he goes down hard.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
And it's 3rd down.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. From the gun on 3rd down. Gay. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
A 14-yard gain. It's 4th down.
And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line.
Cowboys, 1st down. A gain of a yard. 1st down.
Dragon 60. Cup 19. Cup 19. Ready.
Looking to throw. Gay. Now he'll tuck this and run. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit, they recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
Ready. 60 Vikings. 60 Vikings.
Back to throw. Gay. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Brandon Aubryon for the Cowboys field goal.
And his kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ready.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Here we go.
They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they wanted to do is pull off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
And look at that. I'd say somebody's already in mid-season form here in game number 1.
Doesn't need a whole lot of carries in the preseason, does he? He needs to get the ball when it counts. And when it does, he makes it count.
And he edges pushes forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And that's second down.
50 series.
It's a pickup of 3.
Right, 97.
Second
6
and
22 needle.
7.
Field, black. Ready?
Here's a 2nd and 7. And this is caught at the 8. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Down. Black 40. Hey, check mega. Hut, hut.
They'll run with Mitchell. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, red. Go, yellow, go. Fury, yellow. Ready.
Once more with Mitchell. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal.
Blue, 32. Set.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Ravens get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely. And let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there. And let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion.
The Ravens will line up for the
10
two-point
black,
conversion.
card red. Set, go.
And he'll get in for the 2 points, and in so doing, cut the deficit to 2 points.
17. Ravens 15. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Their own 29-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Here we go.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half. Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
On the ready.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Back. Gravity line.
In motion, the tight end.
Go.
From the gun on 3rd down. Gay. And I think the ball's out. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. He's thankful right now for that sideline because it could have been a fumble loss, instead just a fumble, though they will have to punt it down.
You're right about that, but do you think there's ever been a player happier to see his own punter go on the field than him?
No.
I mean, not at all, right? How fortunate is he that they got a chance to punt it away, and it's not just a turnover at the spot.
18, pioneer. Top low, 18.
They're motioning left. That's Pittman. They're going to try and throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ferguson. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why wouldn't we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter? I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Ready, ready. 6, 50, green. Set, cut.
Back to throw here. Complete to Likely. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. That's good for 28 yards.
It's a gain of 28 yards.
A nice completion there for the first down. And Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent.
A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 5.
Cowboys 17.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. There he goes, right side. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Aubrey now for the PAT. And the lead is now 2. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? They'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
That's good for a Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here we go. Hut.
They'll look to throw. And here he's got Grant. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one goes for 30 yards.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go. Switch. Yellow. 10 black. Ready.
Running left, here's Mitchell. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Set. Yellow. Ready.
2nd and 5. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
50. Green. Hut, hut.
He'll look to throw. They'll run the screen with Mitchell. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Ravens have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
2nd and 9.
All right. Tony.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
South.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
21 yards. And the Cowboy 1st down.
On the quick, right? Hey, team. What's up?
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Trying to set up a screen for Blue. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
In motion goes the tight end. As Stroud now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Again, it's Stroud. And that is incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener.
Here we go. 18. What's up? Look the hot. Look the hot.
Stroud to throw it. He's got room at the 30. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Now Stroud. Now he's going to step up and run. The toss here completed to Pittman. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Yeah, the Cowboys are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets it a little bit closer and takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Jake Ferguson from 3 yards out. And the Cowboys have retaken a third quarter lead. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a third quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
The Cowboys will line up for the 2-point conversion.
And he's got it. The try for 2 is successful, and it pushes the lead up to a field goal.
Ravens 29.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
1st and 10 at the
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10.
38.
They'll set up to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Set.
They run over center with Mitchell. And he stopped immediately there. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Now back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. He's going to look deep down the field, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Just because you've got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Stroud looking to throw. Looking for Pickens. He's got him on the out route. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
A gain of 19 yards. 1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Austin. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From the 46, here's a 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Stroud. He finds Pickens over the middle. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. And they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Austin. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Here we go, let's go. 18, what's that?
Here's Stroud. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
On the quick, right?
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here is 3rd and 5.
Hiking 18. Drop goal 80. $60 Bison, 60 Bison. Hurt. 18, Pioneer. Ready,
Looking to throw. Gay. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And his kick is indeed good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
On a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
Ready.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Let's go. 60 red. 60 red. Steal. Chest steal. Set.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Blue 32. Smash red.
Back to throw. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. How about the call to come with the blitz there in this situation?
And some of those calls happen just because of what they do on offense. So when they send out a number of people in the pattern, sometimes they just make a change on defense, say, okay, we'll come after you instead. And that's exactly what they did.
Drill.
He'll look to throw. On target to his man, likely. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 21.
And they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Plenty of time to work with here, but the timeouts, they're gone. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. Here comes 2nd down.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 22-yard line.
6. Mega, ready.
Back to throw. Complete. This is Mitchell. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Here's first and goal.
That's another Baltimore first down.
And they'll get up and spike it right at 40 seconds to go. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. Second and goal.
Red, 38. Slide blue. Set.
They'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Savon Revel. And the Cowboys have just about sewn up this football game.
Well, it certainly felt like he was going to challenge this defense no matter what, and he stepped up and tried to throw it to the outermost edge of the zone coverage, and they were more than ready for it. The problem now is if they are limited in what they're doing throwing the football, they got to figure out how to move it without being able to throw it to the outside and throw it downfield.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for week one and one of our early window games.